Hi everyone, I'm Danielle. Welcome to the channel. If you know the usual sound of my voice, you can tell that I'm a little sick. I am getting over COVID. 11 days ago, I went down. And baby, it has been a journey. I experienced every single symptom you could imagine, including confusion and loss of taste. I was down bad, but I'm very thankful to be in a better headspace today. I feel the strongest I've felt in quite some time, so I'm grateful for that. I can only speculate on where I got COVID. I don't know 100%, but I do know I got COVID 2 days after I went to the PJ Morton concert, and I did not wear a mask. I typically wear masks when I go to concerts. I don't even know if it was a conscious decision to not wear a mask as much as it was I had gotten comfortable. And when you have stage 4 cancer, you're immunocompromised and you have to move in a way that others don't. And it doesn't mean that you have to isolate yourself and wall yourself off from the rest of the world. But it does mean that you need to take more precautions than the average person. And while there are people who still do mask, a lot of people don't. But I can't join in that number. When it comes to those big spaces with that many people, I need to be wearing a mask. And to be fair, I don't know where I got it from 100%. But I do know that it is wise to wear a mask when I'm in when I'm in a space that's that concentrated. So like if I go to church, well, actually, even church, it depends, because it depends on how many people are in a building. If it's more than like 40, 50 people in a building, I need to put on a mask. And then even places like treatment, I need to be always wearing a mask. I wouldn't say I need to wear a mask when I get in the pool. Granted, I don't know how many more pool days I have until the pool closes, but I just case by case basis, but I need to be a lot more vigilant, especially going into cold and flu season and living with, there's a school age child that lives in this house. And kids, school, germs, sickness, they all seem to go together. So I am going to have to ramp it up when it comes to my immune system and the measures and protocols that I take in order to avoid getting sick. PJ Morton concert was phenomenal. I really enjoyed it. It was my first time seeing him live. And I did go to a meet, it's funny I have this. I did go to a meet and greet that he had. And look, it says, "To Danielle, love PJ Morton." I didn't actually get to meet him myself, and that was my bad for not. It was just a whole long thing. But I did see him. Like, I was in the line and he walked out and I was like, and he just waved at us and I was like, oh, he really is here. So it was kind of cool for that. And then, but that was, when was this? This was like June. This was June. The concert was in August. I can't believe we're in August and the concert has already happened. It already happened. But anyway, it was so beautiful. One of the songs that I love by him, I think it's called When We First Began. Is that the song? I think that's the title of the song. But, you know, some love songs, yes, they are totally like about a husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, lovers, whatever. But they can also apply in certain contexts to the love between a parent and a child, or two best friends, or just, you know, like platonic love. It can layer. And so when we first began, I think of my mother. I do, because especially that line, when I die, I hope to find you in another life. Like, Helena, I'm coming for you, girl. I need to see you in the next life. Because, man, I miss me some mom. I do. I miss my mother deeply. And so when I think of that song, I think of her.
I'd hope to find your hand another night, so we can fall again. Be the way we were when we first began.
such a beautiful moment. His audience at a PJ Morton concert is basically church kids, people who grew up in church. We weren't kids in the audience. We're all adults, but we all were adults who grew up in the church. So with that being said, there's an extraordinary high level of vocal talent in the room. It was crazy. The DJ had us singing all these songs, but then had us doing How Much We Can Bear by Hezekiah Walker. And if you know that song, you know that song, and modulates and modulates and modulates at the end. The fact that the audience kept up with the DJ, she turned the song off at one point and just kept modulating. And we were going with her, and we were sitting down, and we were not missing a beat. I was like, oh my gosh, everybody in here could sing really, 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 really well. It's just wild. And so that was a really cool experience. I was like, okay, when you go to a PJ Morton concert, that means you're going to be in an audience of singers. Okay. So that was a treat. In addition to hearing PJ Morton sing, and his band was amazing. And even seeing his band at certain parts, some of the musicians were playing different instruments. Like the saxophonist was also playing the keys at one point, I'm pretty sure. It was interesting. It was beautiful. It was really, really well done. Kept my attention the entire time, and I had a great time at the concert. I really did. Also, while I was sick, YouTube made an announcement. They were like, hey guys, instead of having 4,000 watch hours in order to qualify for a YouTube partner, you need to now have 8,000 watch hours. You might as well have said 1 million, because it really did help me to reassess why I do this. It can't be for the money. Granted, it wasn't for the money to begin with, because it's such a long road. Well, based on the type of content you create, it can be a really long road to monetization. It's not always the most lucrative, but for me, I was like, all right, I really want to engage with this because there's a joy. I want to protect the joy that I have for creating and putting together videos on YouTube. So with that being said, don't be surprised if you don't see me here every week. I want to show up here every week, but I'm not going to push myself to meet a certain schedule. I'm not going to break myself. My circumstances are different in that I have a massive health challenge in front of me. So with that being said, I'm going to give myself some grace, because look, monetization, it would be nice if it happens, but if it doesn't happen, there's got to be more that keeps me in this. And what will keep me in this is the joy and the love of creating, and I have to protect that. So I'm in some ways grateful that that announcement was made, because it helped me to reassess and reframe my relationship to YouTube. And there's that.
It's not tradition that puts the crown on your head, not a minister or public servant, which means that you're answerable to God in your duty, not the public.
All right, guys, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm Danielle, and I'll see you next time.